and welcome. I am Amarachi Ubani. Tonight, major petroleum marketers to smile as federal government prepares to defray arrears of subsidy claims. President-elect General Muhammadu Buhari appeals to National Assembly members to cooperate with his administration after the May 29th handover. Acting Inspector General of Police warns the police force against corrupt practices. Also bans mounting of roadblocks. Egyptian court sentences 71 Islamists to life imprisonment for their roles in the burning of a church in a town near Cairo.
And in business news tonight, chief executives of major companies meet in Lagos, deliberate on strategies for infrastructure development in Nigeria post-2015 general elections.
While in sports news, Warri Wolves are in Kinshasa for the second leg of clash against Nchati in the CAF Confederations Cup.
We begin tonight with some good news for a lot of Nigerians who've been sitting in long queues at petrol stations across the country. A scarcity of petrol has been as a result of a protest by petroleum marketers against the government owing them subsidy money. The Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, this evening addressed the reporters where she said the government will be paying them the sum of 156 billion naira. She also promised that all outstanding payments will be resolved as well.
Been working with them. We've been dialoguing with them all along. We paid them 350 billion in December. We paid them 31 billion for foreign exchange differentials. And by tomorrow, we will be paying them the 100 billion for which we gave them IOUs, as well as their interest rate differentials of 56 billion. So I'm about to go and sign to get that paid. And I think that Nigerians will agree that the government is making maximum effort to accommodate the oil marketers. They are also Nigerians, and they also need to cooperate with us. So as I leave here, we are going to sign for them to get another 156 billion. 100 billion in the IOUs we issued them, which are due tomorrow, and 56 billion in interest rate differentials. In this very difficult environment where revenues are constrained, we are doing our maximum. We have prioritized them because we don't want Nigerians to suffer.
Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, prior to the Finance Minister's announcement, the major marketers had already warned of an impending scarcity of petrol. According to the marketers, the federal government was owing them in excess of 200 billion naira, and they could no longer afford to continue importing the product. In this next report, our energy correspondent Olu Phillips examines the factors behind the return of queues across petrol stations in Nigeria.
A few days ago, it was the airline operators lamenting the hard time in getting jet fuel. This time, from aviation to ground travel, commuting in around some cities across the country is now a challenge as there are more cars spending more time in fuel stations. What's the problem this time? Why are there long queues?
We have a lot of money outstanding. We got some payment. We got some post-dated payment, so to speak, which will mature sometime this month, but still a lot of outstanding balance. And because we have not liquidated what we are owing the suppliers, they are reluctant to give us some more supplies. So we are just saying we need the money so that we can continue the business the way we do it. And the queues, the supply is dwindling every day. So just to say that we need the money to continue to be in business.
Now let's see some of the figures the marketers are asking as refunds. They are claiming monies for 4 batches of importation, namely batch T14, 21.9 billion naira, batch U14, 8.6 billion naira, batch A15, 6.8 billion naira, and batch B15, 2.9 billion naira. On top of that is the amount of money owed them as forex and interest, which amounts to 215.8 billion naira. If you add that to the 40 billion naira from the 4 batches, what you will get is 256.1 billion naira, which they are asking for. Sadly, times like this always cascade down into illegal profiteering, loss of time, and frustrations.
This is the only filling station that is selling around this area, and we don't have a choice. We just have to queue.
There is still palpable worry over the future, bordering on change of government, budgetary allocation for subsidy payment, and perhaps the painful long-lasting solution, which is total deregulation of the downstream sector. It will be interesting to see what solution will be eventually deployed.
The origin of our problem in Nigeria is corruption. Because I don't see the reason why you have the fuel you refuse to sell. Are you helping the nation?
However the excuses, or whatever the excuses are, whether be it the subsidy, money is running into over 200 billion that is being owed the major marketers, or supply, or the petroleum tanker drivers strike according to the NMPC. Whatever really is the situation, all the people want to see is for their lives to return to normal, where people can just drive in and drive out in a few seconds and have the fuel they want to buy, or petrol, as you may want to call it. From Lagos, Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.
We turn to security now. Amnesty International says it is encouraged by the rescue of about 300 females from the Sambisa forest in Borno State. The organization is asking authorities to ensure the physical and psychological well-being of the recorded persons. Amnesty International also reminds Nigerians that many are still being held captive by Boko Haram, but survivors of rape and other forms of sexual and gender-based violence have the right to be well taken care of. A statement from Amnesty International suggests that, quote, what they need now is medical and psychological care, support and privacy. The government must now ensure that it does not add to their suffering with lengthy detentions and security screening, which can only add to their suffering and plight. Amnesty International is asking the government to ensure the reintegration of terror victims to family and community life, and is urging the insurgents to end the abduction of civilians, as well as release all those detained. The Nigerian military has been charged to do all it can to rescue other abducted children in the hands of the terrorist group Boko Haram. The Deputy Governor of Borno State, Umar Mustafa, made this clear while speaking on the success of the military with the rescue of 93 women and 200 girls from Sambisa forest.
In Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, life is returning to normal. Some of the people who sought refuge here are returning to their villages in pursuit of their livelihood. The recent announcement by the military of the rescue of 293 girls and women in Sambisa forest has added color to the tone of activity. Commending the efforts of the military authorities in the rescue, the Borno State Deputy Governor, Umar Mustafa, asked them to do more for the state.
Girls and 93 women were rescued from the Sambisa forest. But after a while we heard that those girls are not the most expected girls that we are expecting to be rescued. We learned that they are not the Chibok girls, so perhaps we are still happy that and hopeful that people, girls, women and children are being rescued at the Sambisa forest, and we are happy that the military has at last gone into Sambisa forest to rescue whoever is there and to liberate the Sambisa forest and arrest the insurgents also. We are happy, and perhaps whatever girls they recover from there, whether the Chibok girls or not, we are happy.
Some residents of Borno State react differently to the news of the rescue.
I really jumped with joy. It's over a year now that these missing girls have been giving Borno State indigents a nightmare. As a parent, really I feel sad. I know their parents are also under agony. The news was very, very important, and we also praise our military men for doing a very good job. But we want this job to be done clinically.
We are waiting for these 293 girls and women that have been rescued, to be shown to us, to the whole world, that they have been rescued. Let's see them on the picture. Let's see their pictures. Let's see them in life, you know, showing that, yes, we have been rescued. Let them be interviewed that, yes, we are the ones that they rescued yesterday from Sambisa. Then we can accept the fact that, yes, the military is doing something. The other question is that, yes, they have gone to the Sambisa forest. They have dismantled some of their camps. They were able to rescue these girls and women. What about the insurgents? What about the Boko Haram men? Where are they? Were they killed? Did they run away? Were they, I mean, I don't know. Let us see the actual picture.
Meanwhile, the military insists the rescued women and girls are being profiled. Releasing their identities soon would do a lot for the confidence of the residents. But most importantly, their rehabilitation and reunion with their families should be top priority.
In part 2 after the break, federal government confirms suspension of permanent secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs over controversial recall of Nigeria's envoy in South Africa. Please stay with us.